Good morning, friends. Welcome to another daily reading from the Havamal. Looking for daily wisdom and guidance in life. Today's poem is going to be a follow-up from my last video of the names of Odin that we find in Grimness Song. Starting from 146, I know magic spells that no women know and no man either. The first is called Help, and it will help you in lawsuits, sadness, and all kinds of worries. I know a second spell which men need if they need to heal others. I know a third spell. If I have great need to thwart my enemies, I dull the edge of their weapons, and none of their blades will bite. I know a fourth spell. If chains or locks are placed on my limbs, I cast this spell so I can escape. The chains burst from my hands and the locks burst from my feet. I know a fifth spell. If I can see a spear cast into a crowd of battling foes, it cannot fly so fast that I cannot change its course so as long as I can see it. I know a sixth spell. If a man carves a curse against me in runes on the root tree, I call this spell down upon the man, and his curse harms him instead of me. I know a seventh spell. If I see a great flame consuming the hall full of people, it cannot burn so bright that I cannot save those inside. I know how to cast this spell. I know an eighth spell, and it would be useful for anyone to learn it. When hate arises between any two people, I can cool their tempers. I know a ninth spell. If the need arises for me to save a ship under the sea, I can call upon the wind, upon the waves, to soothe the sea to sleep. I know a 10th spell. If I see a witch at play in the air, I can cast this spell so they get lost, and they cannot find their own skins, and they cannot find their minds. I know an 11th spell. If I lead old friends into battle, I chant their shields so they will have victory, and no one in the battle will be harmed, and I will return from battle unharmed, and they will come home without harm. And the 12th spell. I see hanging from a tree a dead man's corpse. I carve some runes and paint them, and then the corpse will walk and speak with them. I know a 13th spell. If I sprinkle water upon a newborn boy, he will never be killed. Even if he goes into battle, that man will not die from violence. I know a 14th spell, and it allows me to count all the gods. I know all their names and all the gods and elves. Few fools can say that. I know a 15th spell to thwart the Ungermere, I can't pronounce that word, casted upon the Delling's door. He conquered power of the gods and courage for the elves. They knew Odin. I know a 16th spell, and I want to win over a cunning woman. All I have her for myself, I can change her mind, the lovely armed beauty, and win her favor for myself. I know a 17th spell to prevent a beautiful woman from shunning me. All these spells would be useful for you in your life. They would profit you to be learning them. They do good for you to be remembering them, and they suit your needs if you could use them. I know an 18th spell which I can never teach to a girl or a woman, unless maybe one that I call my wife or my sister. It is better that no one alone should know this, which is the last of the spells. And then the Havamal ends. Why would we get a poem of the different power or different spells of Odin? It doesn't even go into detail about how to do the magic or even where the magic comes from. Well, my view on it, because I've been looking at the Havamal so deeply, it isn't saying I know how to do this, I know how to do that. Odin isn't bragging. The stories we're hearing is why you call upon Odin. Different spells, so many different reasons. And if you look at it from this way, don't look at it as just one person talking. Think of it, there were multiple people who have said how Odin had helped them when they asked for help. But it just means that no matter where we have been in our life as humans, we've always needed a higher power. As always, I hope that this reading brings encouragement and maybe some thoughts. If you have any comments, please leave it down below. If you have any questions, please leave it down below. As always, peace and love.